Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Polynian Iana. So yes, here we have my first Polynian review. I do have another one of these figures and I've pre-ordered another one. They're based on a visual novel that I haven't played and probably won't. I don't even think it's translated. But I like the designs, and they're sort of lady and men robots that are sort of, humanoid, and they're kind of sexy and cool looking, and I just kind of like them. So I'm going to get a few of them. And I'm starting a review with Iana, which is my favorite one, and is also the most recently released one. And she is pretty cool just from a figure perspective, and if you are into this visual novel thing that I don't know anything about, you'd probably like it even more. Now let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, paint, details, all those sorts of things.
Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Iana. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Iana is pretty standard sort of Japanese 1/12 scale, and she's female, so she's noticeably shorter than an American 6-inch scale figure, and still bigger than a 3 3/4-inch figure. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at Iana. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. Here you can see Iana, and as you can tell, she has a very simple design. I think that's one of the things I really like about these kinds of Polynian figures, is that they're just very simple, but very sleek and very cool looking in my opinion. All the joints are gray, and then the bulk of her body is white, and she has a little bit of paneling detail kind of around the waist and on the legs, and a little bit of paint here and there, little black lines and stuff like that. But mostly it's all white and little sculpted lines, and her body sculpt is rather voluptuous. So she looks pretty good. I really don't have any complaints. She looks exactly how she is supposed to based on the visual novel, and I have no problems with her. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on her head sculpt. Head sculpt wise, Iana has her hair, which is green, and it's sort of made up of panels. And it has this white semicircle with a metallic gem or something like that up there at the top. And it has these port-like holes on the back of her head. And you can also see more panels and stuff that are detailed back there. And face-wise, she has 3 different face options. She has her sort of neutral, happy kind of expression, her winking expression, and her closed eyes, open mouth, happy kind of expression. So she's always going to be happy, but you do at least have some different faces in there. So that's all very nice. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, all the Polynian joints are just big ball hinges, so they all work fairly well. Her head goes forward and back really well. Shoulders go in and out, forward and back, rotate around on the bicep there. Elbows go forward and back and rotate on both ends. Wrists, hinge and rotation. She has a really nice ball hinge in the waist, so that rotates and she can tilt all the way back and reasonably far forward. Hips, ball hinges, rotate on both ends, forward and back. Knees, same thing, both ends, forward and back. And ankles, same thing, hinge forward and back, rotate and pivot a little bit. So you can get them into pretty much any pose that you really need to. Now let's go ahead and move on to some accessories. Accessories-wise, Iana comes with quite a few hands. She has 2 fist hands, 2 open palm grasping sort of hands, 2 other open hands with the fingers closed together, 2 pointing hands, 2 peace sign hands, and then she has 2 hands that have the built-in wrist pegs, so the wrists don't move, that are meant to hold things. She doesn't come with anything for her to hold, but the Polynian stuff's kind of interchangeable, so you can have her hold other Polynian accessories. I also just noticed, whenever I started doing this review, that one of my holding hands is like deformed. The bottom of it's all messed up. So keep an eye out for that, I guess. I'm probably not going to make a big deal about it because I'm not going to use this hand. But it could be something worth looking into getting a replacement for or something if that's like a common issue. And the only other thing she comes with is the standard Polynian foot peg base. They're made up of little hexes and they're decent looking bases and they function as foot peg bases. Polynian also makes flight stands that you can buy if you want more aerodynamic poses for your robo ladies. Now that wraps it up for Iana and all of her accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, you get a pretty standard box with an opening front. You get the robot Neoanthropinae Polynian logo up there at the top, FG09, which is the figure number, a picture of the figure on the front, Polynian FLL, I don't know what FLL means, and Iana. I see it spelled Iana everywhere that I look, though, so I don't know why it's written Iana on the box, or however you would pronounce that, but yeah. And Dabadi Productions. There's a lot of weird things that I can't pronounce on this box. If you open up the front, you get a panel with an illustration of Jana and some stuff that I can't read, and a window that displays the figure. And on the back you get some poses for the figure, some screenshots from the visual novel, and some other figures that are available. Shamrock, one that's name I don't know, and Yume. I have Shamrock on pre-order, and I actually already have Yume, and I'll review her at some point. As is usually the case with boxes like this, you kind of have to prop the door open for them to be good for in-package display. But if you can do that, they are good for in or out-of-package display. So yeah, Jana.
Alright, that wraps it up for Jana. So until next time, goodbye!
Thanks for watching one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like the video or subscribe if you would like to see my future content. If not, run away. Run away and never return. Also, feel free to support me on Patreon at patreon.com/vrreviews. Follow me on Twitter at VenomRaptor09, or follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/vrreviews. Thank you, and goodbye.